Hi, I'm Kat,
And I'm Mel.
and this is Our Lupie Life,
where we sit and talk about our lives and what it's like to have a chronic illness.
If you like this kind of thing or you're just digging our vibe, stay and listen for a while.
Hey everybody, today we have a special guest, our older sister Jen. She's going to share with us her diagnosis story of having type 1 diabetes and her recent diagnosis of Hashimoto's.
Yes, this is also our sister that helped us, well, mainly me, get diagnosed with lupus and fought for me to get tested and pushed me and tried to get that pulled out, get the answers to all my questions. And in turn helped my other sisters get diagnosed. So it's a very, very special guest on the show today.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me to be on an episode of your podcast. I love it so far. You guys are doing great.
Thank you.
So where would you like me to start? You just want me to start with the beginning of my story?
Start from the beginning. Yeah. What's your story? How were you diagnosed? How old were you? Those types of things.
All right. So back in August of 1998.
Damn!
Yes, I'm that old. I was 12 years old at the time. I started feeling really sick. I had flu-like symptoms, nauseous, vomiting, couldn't really eat, so thirsty. Oh my goodness. And when you have the flu, what do you want? Or at least I know what I wanted was always ginger ale, Gatorade, things like that to kind of help the nausea and to keep me hydrated. Of course, water. So one day I was feeling so sick. I mean, just the worst I've ever felt in my life. And it was the end of summer. We were outside watching the stars like we used to do as kids. And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I don't feel good. And I hated needles as a kid. Like, I absolutely hated them. So when my mom knew I was really, really sick, when she said, okay, if you're super sick, they're going to give you a shot. And I was like, I don't care. Just Mom, I really don't feel good. So she literally jumped up, talked to our dad, I think one of our aunts was over at the time, had them stay with you guys. And then Mom took me to the doctor's office.
She knew it was serious.
It was actually the next day she took me to the doctor's office. But yeah, she knew it was serious because I hated needles. Mm-hmm. I would scream. They'd have to hold me down. I remember when I was like 6, I was playing with a cord of a little castle on Mom's wall unit. And it fell down and
sliced
I still
you?
have a scar above, like under my eyebrow. Sliced me good. And Mom and Dad took me to the hospital and they had to put stitches in. And it literally, I was a 6-year-old, okay? It took 5 people to hold me down to get stitches in my eyebrow. So
Wow.
I hated needles. So when I said that, Mom's like, okay. So the very next morning, the earliest, as soon as the doctor's office opened, we didn't even have an appointment. She got me in. They did a urine analysis. The doctor was just, doing like a normal checkup. And she's like, oh, she's very lethargic. So she pricked my finger to test my glucose. It wouldn't even register on her meter.
Wow.
Would not register at all. So the doctor set everything down. She grabbed Mom's hands and she said, I need you to listen and I need you to take her to the hospital right now. And Mom started, as a parent, she started panicking. It's going to make me cry. I don't want to cry.
Of course.
But she started panicking. And so she took me to the hospital, which was, I don't want to name the hospital, but it was a great children's hospital. And I was there for maybe 15 minutes because they took us back right away. They checked my blood sugar. And I think it read on their machine 715 or 720.
Jesus.
So yeah. Insanely
You could
high.
have died.
If it weren't for modern medicine, I would have been dead.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even the nurse was like, I've never seen someone's face so stunned.
Yeah.
It was just a day. And tearjerker. I remember when my father got to the hospital, that was the first time I ever saw him cry. That was to me, I was like, oh shit, this is serious. Like, I knew it was serious by everything that was going on, but I didn't, like, I never heard of like diabetes at that point. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So I knew it was serious. And then after they pricked my finger in the hospital, they also had to get an arterial blood gas.
Trigger warning.
So they had to go in through my wrist into an artery, and they drew blood from there, and they just ran all kinds of tests. And I remember they got me in right away into a bed, into the ICU. I could not eat anything. I could not drink anything, which feels, I honestly don't even know how long that was. It feels like it was days. I remember when our aunts, Auntie Amber and Aunt Karen, came to visit, and I've been a vegetarian almost my entire life. I think I was 7 the first time, like, I stopped eating meat, and then I stopped eating chicken at 12. But I was even telling them, oh, I'll eat a cheeseburger right now. Can I just get something? I'll eat a steak. Like, can I just get
They knew
something
you were
to
hungry.
eat? But because of my blood sugar being so high, and at that point, they didn't know
How to regulate.
I mean, well, they knew how to regulate, but I don't know why they were kind of afraid to give me insulin at first. I guess they were waiting on more tests or whatnot. Because if you give someone insulin who doesn't need it, even though I clearly needed it, you could die.
Yeah.
But it didn't mean that, like, it could have been like a pancreatitis or something that causes
That can spike your insulin.
not insulin. Blood sugar.
Sorry, blood sugar.
Yeah, that would stop my body from producing insulin. So, yeah, it was crazy. And I remember I was in the hospital for 2 weeks trying to adjust to all of this, getting blood work all the time, having IVs, learning how to poke my own finger, and learning how to give myself insulin shots.
That must have been very hard.
Yes.
Especially with your fear of
It
needles.
took me forever. It took me forever to get comfortable. I still to this day, I'm not, I mean, I guess I am comfortable, but
You shoot that stuff
It's-
like...
I'm just so used to it. I guess I am comfortable, but back when this all happened, I didn't give myself my first shots until I was there for already like almost the 2 weeks, I want to say. And then they were teaching me about rotation and, do this arm one day and do this arm, or do it, once in the morning here, at lunch here, to rotate around your body. And I remember when the nurse was telling me, oh yeah, you can take insulin in your leg. And most people say it doesn't hurt. And it's the easiest place and this, that, and the other. So she went to give me the shot in my leg. Do you remember the story?
Oh,
Katie's
no.
face right now. So she went to give me the shot in my leg, and I actually still have a scar on my leg.
From a needle?
Because, well, this is what happened. She went to give me the shot, and I backhanded her. I didn't mean to.
slapped her?
I did. And it was hard. She jolted, like, it scared me because
Whoa.
it actually did hurt.
Yeah.
It really did hurt. And I
Liar.
I did
I
not
would've
like
been
this nurse after
pissed.
that. It was, I feel bad for her because I hit her hard. I was a little 12-year-old girl, but I could hit, man.
You got a heavy hand.
So I feel bad. And if you're listening to this, I don't even remember your name. If you remember a 12-year-old girl backhanding you in 1998, I am sorry. I did not. Oh, it was just bad. I've never.
We formally apologize.
Yeah. Oh, I feel bad. I really do because, as I've grown up, I've been in the medical field and everything. So I've had some things happen, and it's scary for everyone, for the people on both sides. So I feel bad. But yeah, being in the hospital for almost 2 weeks, learning to give myself insulin shots, learning the ranges that I had to keep my blood sugar in, which back then we didn't have the amazing technology we do now.
With the
now,
Dexcom.
Yeah, the Dexcom. Oh, Dexcom. I love Dexcom.
Shout out to Dexcom. Woo woo.
Dexcom, sponsor us if you're a good company.
If you want to become a sponsor, hit us up.
Shout out.
We love Dexcom. Now the competition we won't talk about, but Dexcom has been doing a great job. I'm so grateful to have this technology because now I don't have to poke my finger all the time like that.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, yeah, just to make sure it's working properly
And it
it's on
gives
the
you a
right levels.
trajectory.
Yeah.
Also, like when it's actually starting to get low or starting to get
Yeah.
really high, like the rise. And that's so cool.
That's awesome. And then, the amazing insulins that we have out now, too. It's like when I first was diagnosed, they call it the honeymoon phase. My blood sugar was
Honeymoon.
up, right? It's never stopped.
Isn't honeymoon supposed to be good?
Well, I guess so, but not in this instance. It means like the blood sugar is definitely like goes up and down all the time. Like it was nuts. I could not keep my blood sugar steady when I was in the hospital. But that honeymoon phase really hasn't ended, I would say. Yeah, I can keep it more leveled out, but it's never perfect.
Yeah.
Being a diabetic, it doesn't matter what you do. Your blood sugar can skyrocket, it can drop. Stress, hot showers, walking, running. Like people think exercise will lower your blood sugar all the time. Not always. Sometimes exercise will raise your blood sugar. It's stress on your body. Hormones are like insane. And I've realized recently, and I guess I should have realized this a long time ago, but hormones literally run your body. If
Yeah.
you don't keep your hormones level, your body, it causes so much trouble.
Everything.
So much trouble. Yeah. It's hard to articulate at the moment because I literally had that like
Realization.
epiphany yesterday.
Yeah.
Because my daughter has an autoimmune as well, and we've been going through the ringer with that. But yeah, so keep track of your hormones, guys. Insulin's a hormone if you didn't know. And stress, there's so many things. Everything can mess with all of your hormones, but insulin, number one, it can mess with you. Like I said, getting up in the morning, hot showers, walking, running, eating. You could eat a salad with no carbs or sugar in the dressing or in any of it, and your blood sugar could rise. Doesn't mean it'll go skyrocketing.
Is that because of the digestion? Because
that's a good
the
question.
energy you have to, because even with salads,
It's nutrients. Everything turns into sugar when everything basically turns into a form of sugar. That's what it is.
If you're diabetic and you're thinking about drinking, I would just suggest not. Surprisingly, it will skyrocket your blood sugar and then it will drop it drastically low.
That's good to know.
So, and maybe it's not like that for everyone, but at least in my experience, that's how it's been.
Yeah.
So I just don't drink. It's rare that I'll have a drink.
It's not worth the risk. Yeah.
No, not at all. Because you feel like now that I'm close to the big 4-0, it's just, hey, it's just like not worth it to me.
Yeah.
It's not worth feeling like shit for the next 3 days to have 2 drinks.
Yep.
and I honestly understand that because
Same with us.
ever since I hit like maybe 25 or a little bit earlier, I started having horrible lupus flares after I drink. And my body just felt like it didn't digest anything.
Yeah.
And I felt like absolute shit the next couple days.
And they say your gut is related to a lot of these autoimmune conditions, or pretty much everything. It starts at the gut. So
Yeah.
take good care of your guys' guts and microbiome and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
we're
but-
going to be having an episode really soon about health and wellness, and not again like dietary restrictions, and also anti-inflammatory diets and different things we've tried, and
Yes.
our research on that. So we'll be getting into that. Yes.
Good. Oh,
Yes, alternative medicines.
Naturopathic ways, because we're both on that journey. I don't like to take too much medications. I prefer Eastern medicine over Western medicine, but they both save lives. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
but I would rather do more natural ways, and Kat and I are both trying to go more that route, so we've researched a lot. But yeah, we're going to talk about that in another episode. Stay tuned for that, guys.
So continue, Jen.
No problem. Yeah, trust me. That's they're gonna start calling me Crunchy Mom here soon because gotta get everything on track. But back to my story. About 2 years ago, I was also diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which is, I still don't know too much about it. I'm still learning, but it's an autoimmune condition that affects your thyroid. It causes weight gain. It causes lots of issues.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of bathroom issues, lots of tiredness, fatigue, just like diabetes. I mean, I am exhausted all the time. Ask my best friends, and I've been like this since I was a kid, but if I get to choose going to have fun at a dance or a club or go out with my friends or go to a movie, I'm going to choose a nap. Because
And girl, does she.
and I nap hard because
Oh, yeah.
I love my sleep. I'm always in bed pretty much every night by 9 o'clock. Doesn't mean I'm asleep by 9, but I'm in bed by 9, just ready to go to bed. Sometimes I'll sit there on my phone, but sleep is my best friend. So
Oh, yeah.
I love my sleep. I'm tired all the time. It's hard to really get motivated and have the energy to do much. And like I was telling Kat the other day, when I get home from work, if I sit down, I'm dead for the rest of the night. Like, don't bother me to do anything.
If I try to get her to do something, I gotta get her before she even enters the door,
Don't take your shoes off yet. Yeah.
before she slips on her little
Your
Crocs, her Crocs.
No, I
before
gotta
she-
put my Crocs on. I have to put my Crocs on. Guys.
Before she puts on her Crocs, I gotta get her back out the door. I have to have a plan because even if she's like, oh no, it's okay, I just need to go to the bathroom or whatever, I'll come back 5 minutes later, she's already conked out.
Well, we know how that is. Like, we get the same types of feelings, the fatigue and everything. And Jen works full time, so she's out and about all frickin' day long. So as soon as she comes home, yeah, you bet she just wants to like sit down, lay in bed.
Yeah.
And I don't have a super physical job. Like, I'm at my computer most of the time. I try to get up and go up and down the stairs a few times, up and down the hall. I try to move, but I'm pretty sedentary at work all day long. So, and I love my job. I don't want to change that, but yeah, it's hard. The exhaustion is a huge part of just not feeling good and not wanting to do much. And I don't know, feeling like crap besides the high blood sugars and low blood sugars. And sometimes I don't get perfect sleep at night. Kat's heard my alarm. I bet Mel's heard my alarm a few times go off in the middle of the night or
The Dexcom.
early morning. Yeah, the Dexcom with low blood sugar. So, or high or however, it varies. But yeah, that's a real thing. A lot of people don't understand it, but they'll never understand it unless they go through it.
Yeah.
They'll never get it. But it's the same thing with the Hashimoto's, exhaustion, just not being, I was gaining weight and I was literally like starving myself and I couldn't lose not one damn pound. And I told my doctors, like, what the heck is going on? I need you to check like everything. I can't lose weight. I started working out. I started eating oh my gosh, a hell of a lot better than I ever have in my life. All that stuff. And then when that wasn't working, that's when I started like not eating. I would just drink water. And like, if I had to have sugar for my blood sugars, I would, but I wouldn't be taking a ton of insulin because I wasn't eating a lot of things and just not a pound was coming off. So I went to the doctor, had them draw blood. And then they noted my TSH and everything was fine, which was weird.
No, what is that?
That is the hormone for your thyroid.
Okay.
So she didn't understand what was going on. So she's like, okay, I'm going to do blood for your thyroid antibodies. When she did that, my antibodies were high. So then she did another workup. I don't remember the name of the test that she ran, but
Was it a scan or blood?
it was blood.
Okay.
It was all blood. And when the results came back, she's like, okay, well, I'm diagnosing you with Hashimoto's disease. And I was like, okay, I've heard a little bit about that before because one of our cousins has it. I know when I had looked up reasons why I wasn't losing weight or anything that had popped up. So I'd done a little research, but not much. And even to this day, I'm waiting to see an endocrinologist because I just moved. So once I see my new endocrinologist and they run blood again and everything, hopefully I can come up with a better plan because it's just hard. And then being diabetic on top of it, it's just a double whammy. That sucks.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It can be very defeating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very
once you
defeating.
have one.
Yeah, once you have one, you can get them other ones easier.
Yeah, very easy.
Because your immune system's already beat to shit. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you guys cuss on here or
We
not,
do.
but-
Yeah, we've got some. Oh, yeah, girl, come on. We've got some statistics that we're going to share later regarding that regarding if you have one, more than likely you'll develop another during your lifetime, and the
Yes.
heredity and all of that. So we will definitely get into that more in details later.
Did you know, which I kind of feel that this is what happened to me, because that same year is the year that Dad died. So traumatic experiences and grieving can cause that.
Yes.
And any autoimmune to come on.
Any type of trauma.
Any type of trauma. Exactly.
Because of the high stress, the
Yeah.
high cortisol, the high stress in your stream,
Yeah.
like you said earlier, your hormones run everything.
Exactly.
And your thyroid controls the hormones as part of the endocrine system. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
You know what else is crazier? I don't know if you guys will ever get into this, but you probably should. I was just watching a video yesterday about how your horoscope sign can, like, it reflects certain parts of your body and what issues you're going to have or what you're great at and all these things.
Interesting.
And the thyroid is one of mine.
That's wild.
Isn't it?
We definitely need to pull that chart up. What is it called? Google right now.
Yeah. I'll find the video and I'll send it to you guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like it's really crazy. I have been getting a little bit more into astrology lately, and your natal chart, the one that has your exact birth, the exact time of birth, and everything is really interesting. It's really interesting.
It's crazy how correct
A lot of it is.
spot on
Yeah,
they are.
because I'm an Aries and I've never felt like an Aries. I think I'm getting more into my Aries nature as I am older, like more fiery, more confident.
But aren't you
I
on
never,
the border of Aries and Pisces?
Yeah, because you're on the end.
I am on the
Yeah,
border.
like me.
I'm on the border. Yeah, and I never felt good in either until my friend did my natal chart, and I have a Leo. I have like all fire signs basically,
okay.
and then there's one I think that's a water sign. So the more in depth and how those work together is kind of wild, and I agree with a lot of it.
Oh,
but
yeah. So do I. Trust me. I have gone down that wormhole or whatever they call it, rabbit hole, and it's very interesting. So I can't wait. We should all do some research, and you should definitely have an episode.
Yeah, we should.
yeah,
Is that- it's
little
crazy.
tangent.
Yeah. Little sneak peek.
It can be. We can add that to our positivity and energy episode, because everything
yes.
is like energy, and we're going to talk about all that stuff. So
Okay, guys, why don't we get into some Q&A?
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Fire
you're
away.
great. You're good at this. Okay, so for the first question, I would like to ask you, you talked a little bit about your diabetes diagnosis and your story with that, but since you were so young, how did that journey affect you when you were in school, especially like high school? Because I know that must have been really hard for you. I remember you did have an insulin pump. Do you want to talk about that more?
Oh, yeah. I got some stories for you.
Get into the nitty gritty,
Yeah.
please.
Oh, man. People used to make fun of me all the time and say, oh, were you going to go get low? And just stupid comments.
Get low. What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
But
The 2000s.
Got the apple bottom jeans, boots, the fur.
Get low,
because
get low,
they
get low.
this one kid used to say that to me all the time. Right?
Boots with the fur.
Because, I wasn't getting high because it was medication. I was getting low.
That's stupid.
Stupid. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, that wasn't even the case, but this kid used to like make fun of me and say like, oh, you're going to go get low, because they heard me telling the teacher one time, oh, my blood sugar's low. I need to go get some sugar, or can someone get me some sugar, like a soda or something? Or if she had candy or whatever. Because I used to carry these little tablets around with me. They were like jumbo Smartie kind of things. And, but sometimes I would run out, so I would need like something else. But yeah, just stupid comments like that. And then during PE, I'd get lows a lot. And then taking my insulin at school, I used to have to go up to the office back before I had my pump to take my insulin. Like in middle school, that's what I
Middle
had
school,
to do.
yeah.
I used to carry around my little my little Winnie the Pooh tin box with my medication and keep it at the office. But in high school, when I had the pump, I used to be so like ashamed of it because it looked like an old school pager. Like they were pretty big.
Yeah.
And the tubing and everything sticking out was crazy. I didn't like to stick it in my pocket. So what I would do is I would put it on the center of my bra, like on the little, in the middle, the
Yeah.
little clamp or whatever in the center of the front. So nobody could really tell.
Yeah.
You know, I would always be covered up. I'd wear sweaters and just, I would always be covered.
Yeah.
And so when I had the pump, nobody really knew unless I had to take it out to bolus for something. That's what they call like your units
check.
of insulin to take your
Oh, okay.
when you needed insulin.
What is it called? Bolus?
Bolus. Mm-hmm. So then I would take it out of my bra. Most of the time I would go to the bathroom and do it. But with that tubing, oh my goodness, the tubes were so long. I don't think they had short tubes back then. And if they did, I don't know why I didn't have them, but I always had these long tubes.
Trigger warning.
I had ripped my pump site out so many times when I was younger in high school, and it hurts. It's this little like catheter looking thing, like when you get an IV at the hospital. It's kind of like that.
How long
I did it
was
on my
it?
stomach. Oh man, I don't even know. It was probably at least 3 feet, maybe 4 feet long, probably 3.5 or something.
Yeah.
Because I'd have to like wrap it around the pump and clip it to my bra, and then it was long.
So what would happen when you ripped it out? Like, did you have to go home and...
Yeah,
Wow.
either that or mom would have to bring like a whole new setup so that way I
Yeah.
can get my pump going again. But most of the time I would just go home because I wouldn't want to deal with it after all of that. But oh man, I took advantage of having that pump. I ate whatever the hell I wanted, whenever the hell I wanted it. Oh, I'll just bolus for some insulin. It's not, I don't have to take an extra shot, like, but
A teenager.
exactly.
And you were a kid too, so you weren't
Yeah.
that responsible with it.
Yeah. I mean, I was a pretty good kid, but when it came to, and I wish I would have been better about it now, but when it came to my health, I was so rebellious. Like, well, fuck that. These kids can go have a freaking regular Dr. Pepper and a candy bar, and it doesn't do
Yeah.
anything to them.
Yeah, because it's not fair. It's not fair.
You were angry.
Why do I? Of course.
We all get angry.
Of course.
We were just talking about...
Or that's how we feel, yeah.
Yeah.
We were just talking about in our earlier episode of the 5 stages of grief.
That's definitely,
that's what we go through every single time. Every time I find out a new diagnosis or something that has happened to me, I get the 5 stages of grief all over again.
Yeah. Well, because you have to process a whole nother one. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Every single time. And I get angry, and sometimes the anger is the hardest thing to get over. And I'm not that I'm glad that you had this, but I'm glad you're talking about it, because I feel like it's something that we don't talk about a lot. The anger, the sadness, who are we angry at, if you have a God or anything. It's hard. It's hard to get over. And that is very hard.
Yeah. And I remember when I was in the hospital too, I was so mad at God.
Yeah.
So mad at God. And our grandma, who is extremely religious, she was standing with me in front of the window at the hospital, and I was crying and I was so upset. She's like, "What's the matter, sweetheart?" And I was just like, why would God do this to me? Why would God do this to anyone? Like, this is hell. Like, this, how can people say God loves you and this, that, and the other?
Valid.
When he's torturing you like this. Oh, I was on it, and I was 12, and I was so mad and just angry at the world. And she's like,
It's very valid.
I know it's valid, but now it makes me feel bad. But now I understand. It's just different. But she's like, "Well, sweetheart, God doesn't give you anything how does she say? God doesn't give you anything
He knows you can't handle.
can't handle." Yes. And I was just like, "Well, okay then. I guess here I am, fists in the air, like I'm ready to beat this motherfucker, but there's no beating it. There's just managing it or attempting to."
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's hard. But yeah, I took advantage of it. It made my health worse as I got older. Had some other issues with that. But yeah, it was hard. I got teased a lot for stupid shit. Just because kids didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Now I feel like there's more kids that are open and out there about it. And then obviously we got all these TV commercials about insulins and the pumps and the CGMs and all of that, the Dexcom and things. They're everywhere. So I think that knowledge, more people are aware of it at a younger age, which is good because it's scary. You don't ever want to be in that situation like I was, or like most kids back then were, being diagnosed with this and not knowing a damn thing about it. But I feel like kids nowadays, it's unfortunate for anyone to be diagnosed, but if you're being diagnosed these days, it's different. It's like I feel like almost everyone knows about diabetes and tools you can use to help.
Yeah, but there's also such a large stigma against it too. People don't know the different types. Oh, you do. You got diabetes because you're fat and you only want to eat sugar. Like, there's so many horrible points of view when it comes to that as well.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to share a little bit about the difference? And like, obviously you already talked about type 1 diabetes because you were a kid.
Yeah. Well,
Like, it wasn't really your fault. It was something that kind of just got brought on. Babies get born with it. So do you want to share a little bit about that? And so we can kind of try to break the stigma a little bit, raise awareness.
the basic part of it all is type 1 diabetes is where your pancreas works very little or not at all. So you have to manually take insulin. Insulin is a hormone your body produces to break down the sugar to help your body use it for energy. When you're type 2 diabetic, a lot of the times they do say if you lose a little bit of weight, you'll be fine. But type 2 is where your pancreas just works, but very little or not enough to manage your blood sugar at a healthy level.
And that's usually when you're older, correct? Does age have a difference between the two?
You know what? I don't think so much anymore. But like I was telling you the other day too, Kat, they are saying that there's like so many different versions of diabetes now. Type 1, insulin dependent. Type 2, where you take like an insulin pill or whatnot. Type 3, I believe they're saying is like Alzheimer's or dementia.
Oh, yes.
And then type 4,
sugar in the brain.
Yeah. And then type 4, we were saying PCOS, I think they're saying is like what they would consider a type 4 diabetes. So there's a lot.
What?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't done my research on all that. This is just stuff that I've heard, but I will do some research on it later.
Yeah, we'll have to dive deep for the PCOS episode. Well, let's research into that as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is coming soon, guys. PCOS.
So basically type 1, insulin dependent, and it does typically happen from a younger age, but they are seeing more and more adults actually starting with needing to be insulin dependent. But type 2, your pancreas works just not enough to cover the sugar. Yeah. To keep your blood sugar level.
And that is normally cured or whatnot with like strict diet and exercise.
Weight loss and healthy diet is what they say.
Okay.
All right. So to the next question, Mel.
Yes, I wanted to ask, we kind of reviewed this a little bit already, but I wanted to dive deeper into, do you feel like you were treated differently by other kids or friends or family members because of your diabetes diagnosis? It could be in a good way or a bad way. How did you handle that?
Yeah, I mean, I've had both good and bad. I've had friends that always wanted to take care of me and were always asking like, are you okay? Is your blood sugar okay? Have you checked your blood sugar today? Do you need a snack? Like I had people that took care of me too. And I've also had people that were just jerks about it. Like, oh, now you got to go shoot up. You got to go take your drugs and oh, you're fat. That's why you're diabetic. Like, I've heard that before too, and I wasn't even fat. Like,
Well, first of all, fuck them.
yeah, well, I was a kid at the time, so you know how you know how words hurt, especially when you're a child. So, no, I'm over that shit now. But yeah, kids were not nice, and some kids were super nice and caring. Like one of my best friends, who's now a nurse. She would always take care of me. She'd always be like, are you okay? Do you need this? Do you need that? Like, what's your blood sugar? So I had some really, really good people in my corner besides my family, which has always been amazing. But I had some really good friends there too.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I'm glad you had that support system.
There's always going to be those jerks,
Oh,
always
yeah.
those assholes. But
Yeah.
if you have at least one good person in your corner, that's all you need.
Yeah.
What are your main symptoms like now, more recent?
Yeah, what have you been struggling with more symptomatically recently?
Well, my blood sugar was doing really, really well on this one insulin.
Oh, because you started a new one.
Yeah. So when I moved, I had to get new insurance, and my new insurance was giving me trouble with like covering my Levemir, which it's a 24-hour insulin, and there are only a few on the market. And Levemir was like the best one on the market. So they stopped making it, and that same company started making Tresiba, which is what I'm on now. Amazing. It works even better than Levemir. So when I moved, my new insurance wanted me to try Trigeo, or the Lantus. Lantus has never worked for me. It's always just left my blood sugar extremely high. Trigeo was doing the same thing. So I've had to fight with my insurance, which, thinking, you need these medications to survive and to live.
You would think they'd
that
care.
they'd care and they'd approve it, right?
And it's not just a dollar bill to them.
Exactly. No, fought that shit for like a month straight. And finally got on my Tresiba, which is an amazing insulin. If you are diabetic and you haven't tried it and you're looking for a good 24-hour insulin, go for it. It might not work for everyone, but it works really well for me because of the other ones not working at all for me. So that's been a struggle. Insurance companies suck.
Oh, yeah.
For my Dexcoms, they want me to pay like $300 a month.
Oh, my
But I
God.
called the Dexcom company, and now I'm on their, I forget what it's called, some kind of assistance something program where you go through them. There's only two qualifications. You have to have a dependent, and you have to be type 1 diabetic, and they send them to you for $45 a month.
Wow.
So
I just want to let you guys know I've had a few other instances with medication myself. And if you didn't know this, you should reach out to the company or go onto their website directly. And usually they'll have a lower cost program. I don't know why it's not instantaneous.
Cash payers always get it better. It's the insurance system is absolutely ridiculous.
bullshit.
Yes. So if you're struggling with something like that, always look in and do your research and try to sign up for any programs that you may qualify for and you didn't know, because that happened to me a few times too. So I'm glad that you brought that up.
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure every company does it, but Dexcom is one of them. There, like I said, there's only a few qualifications,
So shout out to Dexcom again.
and I'm not, and I think it's like $45 to $100 a month, something like that. You could get it as many as you need per month, or as many as the doctor prescribes.
So you do still need a doctor's prescription.
Oh yeah, you still need a prescription, and Novo Nordisk, which makes the Tresiba, they also have a program, which I'm looking into right now because my insurance wants to charge me an obscene amount per month as my copay.
Of course.
So, yeah. So looking into all that, but they do offer one. I just have to sign up. But that's been my biggest struggle, I think, my whole life. Like mom and dad used to have to deal with that. And then as an adult, I've had to deal with it. The insurance companies are the worst when it comes to getting you what you need, or getting to an endocrinologist and they want all these referrals and they want to know exactly why you're going. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
I've been diabetic more than half my life.
Yeah.
So,
They want you to jump through so many hoops, and it's like, would you jump through all those hoops for me? Because anytime you want information, you want it immediately.
Yeah.
And then when I ask for my referrals or documentation,
Oh, yeah,
or
they
if
can't
they
find
could,
it.
if they could submit my referral again or talk to my doctors, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are.
yeah, there's always something weird, but that's been my biggest struggle, I'd say. And then obviously, trying to keep my blood sugars within range. My insulin does a great job of that. Sometimes I want to have a snack or have
You're
some
human.
ice cream, do something out of the norm. And I just have to take more insulin for it or work out a little bit. Like I said, the working out doesn't always bring it down. So it just depends. It's a struggle every day.
Okay. So Jen, I I know you recently kind of talked about this a little bit, but to dive deeper, if you can, you were recently diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which we know now, that affects the thyroid. Do you believe that the diabetes led you to having Hashimoto's? Do you think they are linked? Do you think it's because diabetes affects the organs of the body like lupus does? Do you think there's a link between the two, or just autoimmune umbrella?
Yeah, was it just the stress, the environmental stress?
Yeah. I really believe though, because when Dad died, that took a toll on all of us.
Well, of course.
And we all took it extremely hard. And I was going through some other things in my life at that time too. And I just feel like all that stress and everything just did me in. It really did. Stress is a killer, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think it definitely had a lot to do with it.
And we are so heightened
I know.
to stress.
I know. It's in our DNA.
It's in our DNA, quite frankly, because
We got a lot in our DNA,
yeah,
unfortunately.
our DNA is packed. When is it going to stop? You know? It's a lot of luggage to be carrying around.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you didn't really mention this earlier, but you did have a heart attack at a young age. Do you want to talk more about that and treatments that you're receiving now?
Yeah, I'll talk about that. So basically, I feel that it was multiple things. I didn't really, like I said, in high school, I didn't really take care of myself. When I had the pump, I kind of took advantage of it and just ate crap and didn't really do well. Mm-hmm. So I kind of think it was a little bit of that, because diabetes over time, if you have too many high blood sugars, can ruin your organs, like a lot of different things. Like I also have neuropathy in my feet as well.
Oh, yes.
So when I was 26, I had a heart attack. Now, when I was 24, I had my daughter via C-section. So I know when I had the heart attack, one of my doctors was like, it's just a sporadic, like crazy event that happened to you. And then I had another doctor later on down the line tell me, well, when did you say you had your C-section? And I was like, about 2 years before that, almost 2 years, a little less than 2 years before that. And they think that maybe it was my C-section, like a blood clot somewhere, like just
Randomly.
came from that. So I'm not sure really, but I know that not taking care of yourself can ruin a lot of things. Like I have, like I said, neuropathy in my feet now. My vision's not the best. I wear glasses, but you know, I've had a couple blood vessels in my eyes bust.
Rupture.
Yeah. Things like that. But it's not like I haven't really taken care of myself. I have tried. It's just very hard to keep your sugar within range all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I had a heart attack at 26 and I haven't had one since. I go to the cardiologist every year to get a full-blown checkup. Last time I went, this new cardiologist was like, yeah, you don't have, because at the time I had my heart attack, they were telling me that I had heart disease, and I'd taken all this medication ever since that heart attack. Oh my goodness. So they had me on blood thinners. They had me on blood pressure medication. They had me on like all these different things. And this cardiologist took me off of a bunch of that, which little did he know I took myself off a bunch of that before that, because it was making me gain weight.
We know our bodies more than they
yeah.
do, and that's why we are our biggest advocate.
Yeah, see, I stopped taking it. This is not like, don't stop taking your medication. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
For me, I
Yes.
did talk to one of my doctors about it, and that doctor was okay with it as long as he kept checking my blood work and everything. So it's not like I did it without a doctor. I just did it without a cardiologist at the time. And right after that, I lost like 30, 40 pounds because all that medication. But anyway, the last cardiologist I saw did a bunch of workup, and he's like, you don't have heart disease. This was just like a random event that happened to you. Why did they tell you this? And why did they tell you that? And I said, I don't know. This is just what they told me. And that was back in 2012.
Did they ever figure out the cause?
No, they just think it was something random. I
Just
mean, like I said, there have
stress
been
or-
doctors that have said my blood sugars, and then yeah. And then the other doctor just said he thinks it could have been my C-section, but there are no signs or symptoms of anything else pointing to anything else. So it does just happen to people randomly too.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, we're glad you're okay. I know that was scary and it was a tough thing to go through.
Thank you.
I had my share of heart issues and procedures and stuff. At the time, I didn't know I had lupus. So that was really scary. But we know how that is.
One of our previous episodes, we talked about self-love and acceptance for the month of February. And we wanted to know what your take was about this. When did you find self-love and acceptance with your illness and within yourself? Or are you still on that journey?
You know, I think it's a journey that never ends, to be honest, because there are things new popping up all the time, or just,
Yes.
you know, random events that happen. So, I mean, I love myself. Am I upset and pissed off at my body a lot of the time? Hell yeah. Like, I can't do a lot of the things I used to be able to do. But yeah, I think it's a journey that people, I mean, anyone, but a lot of people with autoimmunes, like, it's a journey that we're going to be on forever because things change all the time.
You got to saddle up and get ready for change and be comfortable with change
You gotta
because
try to stay on that bull.
yeah, ride that shit till the cows come home. But that's another thing that we want to dive deeper with this podcast is carrying that guilt, carrying that weight, being able to deal with the change because it feels like hit after hit after hit.
Yeah.
And it's always when you start to find your footing. When you start to find your footing, when you start to find your comfortability, when you start to find your confidence, something knocks you down. And I think it is one of the hardest things ever that someone can go through is chronic illness. And we hide it so well because we know how to mask. And that is one of the number one reasons why we wanted to start this podcast is to start that community, start the talking, because there's not a lot of things out there in the media. People, when I talk to them, I tell them I have lupus and they don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of awareness. There's not a lot of community. There are communities. I don't want to degrade anybody else doing this as well, but it needs to be more. It needs to be talked about. Our feelings, our stories need to be shared. So I'm really happy and glad that you're on this podcast with us.
Thank you.
And that leads us into our next thing. I told you guys my story before, and in the beginning of this episode that Jen actually helped me get diagnosed, and I wanted to hear it from the source. Can you tell us about that story and what you were going through when I was really sick and how you felt about the situation and how you led me into getting diagnosed?
Yeah, to be honest, I can't remember what platform it was that I saw this video on, if it was TikTok when it first came out or YouTube, but somehow this video popped up and it was this lady's mother talking about her story. Actually, it had to have been YouTube because it was a long video. This young girl's mother talking about her story. And she goes in to talk about all of her symptoms and all these headaches and all these just different things that she kept having. And I was like, oh my gosh, Kat's got this going on too. Kat's got this going on. Like it's like the verbatim, the same symptoms. And she gets into like all the different tests that the doctors have run on her, all the different doctor's appointments and specialists and this and that she's gone to. And then how she was like an active cheerleader and all this. And then one day she just couldn't do any of it anymore. Same symptoms you had, like exactly the same. And then I was like, oh geez, I got so into this story. And then all of a sudden the mom starts crying. And she goes, and finally that last test that my daughter had was for autoimmune, some blood work that
Probably a
done.
lupus panel.
Yeah. And she said her daughter died 2 days before she got the diagnosis. So the girl never knew what happened to her or what was happening to her.
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard that was the diagnosis and that she died, and I started panicking because you had it going on for so long, I ran in, because I think at that time I was at the house. I ran into your room. Didn't I run into your room and tell you?
I don't
Or maybe we
remember.
talked on the phone. I can't, it's been a long time, but I know I told you right away. And then Maybe it was over the phone. And then
I
when I
think it
saw
was a
you, I
phone
ran
call.
into your room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I called you like right after I got done with that video. Told you, you need to get checked for lupus. Like, you need to get checked for lupus. You're like, why do you say that? What's
had
that?
no idea
Yeah,
what
you're
it
like, what
was.
is that? And I said, I don't really know because I didn't know what it was at the time. I said, but this young girl, she was a teenager too in high school, had all the same symptoms you had, or that you have, all the same things going on. And the doctors ran the same tests that they did on you, and then they ran more, and this, that, and the other. Go and have them do blood work and check for lupus. Like, you need to go. And I think you went like that next couple
Yeah,
days, like
because
within
you
the
had
next
me
few
freaked
days.
out. You had me and
Yeah.
mom freaked out, but I was going through so much where I couldn't even get up and out of bed.
I
So
know.
the thought of going to the doctor was the most wretched thing in the world. But I did, and I got the panel, and I got the results back almost immediately. And my general practitioner said, "Oh yeah, these labs are abnormal, and we need to get you into seeing a rheumatologist right now." And that was a little difficult because we only had one in our whole
Yeah.
private practice at the time. And so that was a little,
Yeah. But gosh, I remember you calling me. I think you were crying.
Oh,
More
no
than
doubt.
likely,
No
called
doubt.
me, and you're like, you were right. That's what the doctor, I just got the results back, and that's what it is. And obviously, because the girl died, we were like, oh my God.
Freaking
like, what
out.
the, yeah.
Yeah.
So we were panicking, but that, I don't know what other things she had going on or what the other stuff was, or what else. But I just remember like going, God put that video in my feed that day, because it's not like anything I'd ever watched before. It's not something that I always looked for, anything. I didn't know anything about lupus. And for that to pop up that day, it was just meant for
You
us
most
to
likely
find it.
saved my life.
I'm so grateful to God that popped up.
God, universe, guardian angels, whatever it was, I'm grateful too.
Exactly. Because I also didn't start medication right away.
Yeah.
So it was a long process of acceptance. And I feel like I barely fully accepted it. And sometimes it's really hard. Certain days are different.
Yeah.
But that also leads us into our next thing. Mel, do you want to ask the next question or statement?
Yeah, I just like, isn't it crazy? Isn't it a trip that all of mom and dad's kids have an autoimmune disease of some
Yeah.
form?
It's absolutely crazy.
Like, it's sad. Not to be like it's their fault.
No.
It's not their fault. It's just in our genetics. And
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's fully all genetics. I really think it's a lot to do with environmental as well.
yeah,
And that's what I told mom about that too. When I think it was right after our other sister was diagnosed, because I think she was the last one to be diagnosed, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So after she was diagnosed with lupus, I told mom, I said, that is only a 1 in 5 chance. How the hell do 3 of you, like 3 of our family members, like our close family, how the hell do 3 of them have it?
Yeah.
I said, that doesn't make sense to me if it's 1 out of 5. That's what it was at the time. I don't know what it is anymore.
well, I have some stats to go over here. So let me review this.
Get into the stats, Mel.
It says, I got this straight off of Google. Okay, guys. So it says heredity plays a significant role in autoimmune diseases, but it's rarely the only factor. While you can inherit a genetic predisposition, environmental triggers typically act as the catalyst for the disease to actually manifest. Statistics generally show that genetics account for roughly 30% of the overall risk, while environmental factors like infections, diet, toxins, stress, things like that, make up the remaining 70%. And there's a relative risk for certain autoimmune diseases. The risk of developing an autoimmune disease increases significantly in the first degree relative, like parent or sibling, if they're affected. So the strength of the disease depends on the autoimmune disease. But I got a little chart here. So like for type 1 diabetes, it's a 15 to 20% times higher risk if your parent or sibling has it.
And by the way, not one person in our family on either side up till I think the
develop.
4th generation behind us, like no one has type 1 diabetes.
Well, maybe they just weren't diagnosed because there's still so much research and everything nowadays for lupus and diabetes and those types of diseases. Like I know in mom's side of the family, she would always say that they always had kidney issues. That's like one of the main symptoms from lupus.
Yeah.
Is
When
nephritis.
you don't know you have lupus, it comes out like with attacking your kidneys, attacking your heart, your lungs, and all that stuff. So that could be mainly from that side of the family. We will never know because they never got the formal diagnosis.
Dad's side of the family had kidney issues too.
Oh, so it comes from both. Thanks, guys.
Well, they
Thanks.
didn't know.
I know. I'm just being silly.
They just wanted our life to be a little spicy.
I guess so.
Hey,
little
they
something,
they
something.
fell in love, like that's just the way it goes. We're lucky overall. I mean, we have a, really good family. We had great parents, and so
Amazing parents.
take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it, I guess. We have
Everybody wanted our parents to be their parents.
Yeah.
Everyone was always at our house. Everyone always loved our mom and dad.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
so
still do.
I guess it's
Yeah.
worth a risk.
Yeah.
I guess so.
And then for lupus, SLE, it's 5 to 10 times higher risk if your parent or sibling has it. So for celiac disease, it's 10 to 15 times a higher risk if your parent or sibling has it. For multiple sclerosis, also known as MS, it's a 7 to 10 times higher risk if your parent or sibling has it. And then for rheumatoid arthritis, which our mom is diagnosed with, it's a 2 to
Yeah.
4% higher risk that we could get it because mom has rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
So
And we didn't even mention earlier that mom has thyroid disease as
yes,
well
Yeah.
and diabetes.
Type 2.
mom also has like fibromyalgia, which Kat and I have both been diagnosed with. Jen and I both have neuropathy.
too.
Oh, you have fibromyalgia too, Jen? I thought it was just neuropathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
just
I'm
a
all-
fun-sized bag of a little bit of everything, huh? Heinz 57, not just in genetics, but also in autoimmune diseases, guys.
And that may be a big factor in it too, where we are a mixture. Our genetics are a mixture from different races, different backgrounds, and all of that. And that could also be a big reason why we have the predisposition of these different autoimmune diseases. You don't just inherit a specific disease, you inherit the autoimmune tendency. Like a mother may have Hashimoto's thyroid disease, but her daughter might develop lupus or rheumatoid arthritis. Like it's not always just the disease, it's the tendency. And then depending on the environmental factors, it can develop as, hey, pick which one you want to be. You want to be lupus or you want to be this one? No, that's just me being silly. But
Stick your hand in there, mix it around, and see
Pick a
what you
number.
can get.
Or 2 or 3.
Why not 4?
and then there's something called multiple autoimmune syndrome, which I feel like we all three have. It says about 25% of people with one autoimmune disease will eventually develop at least one more, largely due to the shared genetic pathways. So like for Jen, she's got type 1 diabetes and now Hashimoto's. Were you diagnosed with any other conditions?
I've got diabetes.
Diabetes.
Yeah, sorry. I miss those commercials. I got diabetes. So I have diabetes, fibromyalgia, and Hashimoto's.
And neuropathy. Is neuropathy an autoimmune?
The Holy Trinity.
Oh, yeah, and neuropathy. I don't think it's an autoimmune, but it's just,
It's caused by,
it's caused by my autoimmune, yeah.
yeah. So,
It's just a trip. And then the gender gap. I'm sure you both are aware of this, but a lot of autoimmune diseases, it's mainly in women. And you know how we were talking about hormones and all of that? Woo, we're so lucky, aren't we? So it says heredity interacts with the sex chromosomes. Roughly 80% of all autoimmune cases occur in women. 80%. And especially lupus. Lupus is mostly common in women. It does happen in men, but it's rare. So that's just broad. All autoimmune is 80% in women, partially due to genes on the X chromosomes and hormonal influences. So not only do we have to go through pain every month, our hormones are all wacky all the time, we have to be pregnant, have horrible, painful childbirth, and then yay, we also get the highest risk of autoimmune diseases. Love your women, love your mothers and sisters, because we go through a lot, guys.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes, love your mothers and sisters. Buy them food, buy them flowers.
Bring it back to Tupac, right?
Yes, always Tupac. He knew how to do it. What is the HLA complex, Mel?
The HLA complex, it stands for human leukocyte antigen. It's a gene complex which helps your immune system distinguish between self and foreign invaders. It says most hereditary risk is linked to the human leukocyte antigen, HLA gene complex, which helps your immune system distinguish between self and foreign invaders. So if you know you have an autoimmune disease, it's basically your body attacking itself, its healthy tissue, its healthy cells, instead of foreign invaders like viruses, other things like that that are hurtful to your body. It gets confused and it's attacking healthy tissue and healthy parts of your body. And that's what caused the symptoms and the pain. And to summarize and to wrap this all up, while having a family history increases your statistical odds, it is not a guarantee of a diagnosis. Most people with genetic predisposition never actually develop the disease unless they encounter specific environmental triggers, which a lot of us have been through something like stressful, traumatic, that we feel brought on the symptoms and got us to get our diagnoses.
All right, guys, this leads us into our question, our check-in with you guys today and each other. And I want to ask, what are you struggling with recently and what have you accomplished? Remember, it's important to celebrate your wins. So you can go first, Jennifer, and tell us, what have you been struggling with recently and what have you accomplished?
Well, I've accomplished my insurance and getting my correct insulin that works. So that's a great thing. Now, what I'm struggling with is just trying to get my body back on track and used to that medication again, which it's getting there. It just takes a little bit of time. What about you, Kat?
I've been struggling with my career, kind of the same things that I've been going through, financial things and thinking what I want to do for my future. I have just recently graduated and I'm just trying to figure out who I am as an adult. And what I have accomplished is allowing myself to think about these things. And I know my answer is a little similar to our previous episode, but it's a journey. It's a journey and it's going to take time. And I can say that I've made a lot of decisions recently. I've made a lot of notes and research, and I'm proud of myself for keeping on track with those things. What about you, Mel?
I would say that I'm struggling with pretty much the same things like I talked about the last few episodes. I keep getting sick. Like I'm getting over another virus. There's so many viral things going around. My son gets sick, I get sick. We just keep passing it back and forth to each other and getting other sicknesses. So I've been struggling on that front because I was trying to start walking again and get a little exercise. And then I get sick and all I want to do is be in bed, because I don't feel well. So I've been struggling with that, trying to get over those viruses. My accomplishments, I haven't really accomplished anything too big recently. It's more like just little small.
Remember, it's important to celebrate the little ones.
Yeah, it's more just little small ones. I'm taking more time for myself. I am prioritizing my self-care, my needs more, my rest more, trying to listen to my body more. I'm also not working full time right now, so I have more time to just pour into me, fill my cup, because as a parent, it's not always easy. And so my son is getting older and I'm really trying to push more independence with him and trying to get him to be more independent. That's one of the main goals. So that's, he's getting there. He's working his way there. and it's giving me more time to pour into myself and focus on my self-care, my self-love, my rest, and that's really important. So I am celebrating that, continuing with the chiropractor and acupuncture and the Eastern medicinal, like naturopathic ways to treat my symptoms and my pain and illnesses. That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
I just want to extend a thank you to Jen for being our guest today and enduring all our questions and our poking and prodding, no pun intended. And I want to say thank you to the listeners for listening and helping us grow this community. We are so excited to embark on this journey with you guys. And please leave a message, leave a comment, engage with our media sites on Instagram and TikTok. And we want to hear from you. We want to know what you've been struggling with. We want to know your story. We want to know what you have accomplished. We really want to grow this community and be there for each other, speak our truths. And remember, it's important to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are. You are not alone. Please use your resources. We also have a link tree on our Instagram and on our website to resources for different types of resources, like the mental health websites, a 24/7 helpline, which I can give you the number to right now in California. I believe it's 800-854-7771. And that is a helpline for mental health and substance abuse in Los Angeles. And please just use your resources, use your community, and thank you for listening.
Yes. I also wanted to point out a couple of our lupus resources. There's different websites that you can go to if you're not actively in any lupus resources, if you're not in any chat rooms, or if you want to look into more, research more. There's Lupus.LA, we'd mentioned before in a previous episode. Lupus.LA is a really great website. It has a lot of resources for you, community-wise and everything. There's the Lupus Foundation of America, the Lupus Research Alliance website, and also My Lupus Team. I am part of My Lupus Team. It's an online chat room support group for individuals with lupus. It could be for someone that has a family member with lupus or someone that is personally diagnosed. And that is a very great resource. It always has articles on different things. There's the chat room. Use it if you are interested. And like Kat said, it's on our link tree. So if you need the link, go ahead and go check it on out. And then if you're looking or if you're interested in any diabetes resources, we will have links on the link tree as well for various websites and resources.
Thank you. Jen, is there anything you'd like to say? Any closing statements?
Just thanks for having me. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.